the hands of a god, is it not? The beginnings of a new era abide on this planet. Lightning of absolute. It's over. Do you lot really believe you can interfere with my plan?
What's good, YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Christian here again with another video, and today we're talking about the regen transformation meta, because I see a lot of people online shaking in their boots right now about transformation characters being OP in the new singles, and rightfully so, because transformations have always been powerful tools in this game. Many of them allow you to refill ki back to full, and some of them even restore HP as well, allowing you to gain ki and health advantage in matches when you get into trouble. Okay, now singles players have largely overlooked this mechanic in favor of starting in their max transform states, because DP value bonuses would make the lower DP characters take way too much damage to justify starting in base. But now that DP value bonuses have been removed, characters like 8 DP Zamasu here can take hits a lot better, and with regen being in his kit and a transformation that refills ki and health for only 2 skill points, that also grants access to increased defense and explosive wave. Once he transforms, we might see this character jump to the top of the tier list once the ranks reset. And I think that's amazing for the game. Believe it or not, I've always played this way. I think transformations are one of the dopest things about this game, basically operating as a third skill move in singles and granting access to 2 other abilities during the match and different movesets. It just adds another layer to singles that we didn't have previously, and overall I just think that's good for the game. Okay, now the fears that these characters might be the new meta is valid, but there are a couple things that hold these characters back, and since I have experience using this tactic because I play with transformation characters, I'm gonna kind of ease y'all's fears a little bit. Okay, so number one is that transformations cost skill points, and I know that might be obvious to a lot of you, but you got to keep in mind that in pre-patch, characters were accessing extra health for free and were receiving stat bonuses on top of that. And now, because of the skill point gain has been kind of lowered, basically means that we're going to see less skill point usage from these transformation characters than if you were to start in the max transform state. Okay, that means less times they're going to use Insta Spark, less times they're going to use Explosive Wave, and less times they can punish your Explosive Waves. So even though they're gaining health, they're really paying for it in the skill point department, meaning, like I said, they're just going to be using less skill abilities. So even with the ability to transform for HP, these characters got nerfed like 3 different ways compared to pre-patch, which is a pretty good nerf in my opinion. And some of them have to even spend 3 skill points to transform, which is a pretty high price. And once you do that, basically you don't have defensive moves, and it's easier to kind of punish the increased health once they transform. Okay, now I've always said that some transformations are a bit too expensive to justify on characters that basically get no resources back when transforming, and that stands even more so now. Okay, So characters that basically get no resources while transforming should just start in the form that you prefer the best, but I wouldn't be investing 2 to 3 skill points to get nothing back now that DP bonuses have been removed, because you're not really getting the stat increase from transforming like that. You get like a slight little bit, but it's not enough to be justifiable. So characters that have low transformation costs, like my main Bootangs for example, are worth transforming because they get their ki back, and then they can invest more skill points once they transform to activate their defensive skill or offensive skill. So for example, Bootangs can invest 3 skill points, 1 skill point to transform and 2 to prop the after image behind an opponent so that you could loop the opponent with the after image. It basically grants you a free reset for 2 skill points, and that's extremely good offensively now because everyone is taking neutral damage regardless of DP value. So my point is that transformations are now incentivized by the mechanics, so it's time to go back to the drawing board and kind of look for characters that have these interesting interactions, these transformations that are cheap to use, that you can combine with other skill abilities to see if you can come up with a little bit of strategy for when ranks reset. And if you want to know some of these strategies, I even have a transformation guide on my channel if you want to go check that out. I'm going to put the link in the description. And funny enough, this patch basically added a lot of things that I've been calling for on my channel. So really, I can't complain at all about the direction the game is taking. I think all of the changes have been very positive. In fact, so much so that if you deleted this game, it might be worth to come back and try it out again, because it's a totally different game, it's way more polished, and it's really turning into a really good game in my opinion. Of course, there's always things that can be improved. They still have a lack of customization options, a lack of, PvE content and stuff like that. But if you like PvP and really don't care about customization options, then this game is actually really good right now, and I would encourage people to come back and try it out. Now, one thing I didn't like about the patch is the need to nerf unblockable ki blasts and make them vanishable. That, in my opinion, was totally unnecessary, and once again got rid of some of the identity of some of these characters. I've said it multiple times already, but Spike has a nasty habit of just nuking mechanics into the ground. If you were gonna make Smash Ki Blast vanishable, then I would have buffed them in startup and tracking. That way people can use them within their combos at a risk, similar to charged up rush chains, but instead they just nerf a mechanic until it's not even fun anymore. I would say that this game is definitely the most polished it's ever been, but it's missing some sauce. I want characters like Trunks, Janemba, and Zamasu to regain some of their identity again, and for that to happen, we kind of need to buff some of these options here. And before I go, let me say this as well. I need you guys to help me out here, man. I went into DP battles with Zamasu here, and no matter how many trash stall teams I beat, people are just refusing to pick smaller teams. I don't know if they don't notice how trash those teams are now, but if you're a singles player, I need y'all to go to DP battles with like a 7-8 team and just start exterminating these stall teams, completely destroy them so they learn their lesson and switch to smaller teams. I swear we have an epidemic of bad stall teams still in DP battle, and I really don't know why. They're just refusing to adapt, and it's kind of funny, honestly. But let me know what transformation characters will be meta now. Who are you going to be using in ranked? What strategies do you think are going to be meta going forward? Let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.
A beautiful view of my plan's fruition awaits you in the afterlife, of course.